this practice is going to be an explorative practice. I will take you on a journey of exploring your deep core connection. So, a lot of times when we hear the word core, we suddenly, most likely, pull the navel in toward the spine. And maybe that's the only strategy you have to use. And of course, the other image we might have is those six-pack abs. And yes, this is all great, but there is a lot more to the core. So in this practice, I will take you into the inner unit. That's what it's called sometimes as well, or just simply core 4, which is very valuable to know, especially if you are recovering or trying to create the healing environment for your pelvic floor, or perhaps you want to just get strong but supple core. So core 4, what are they, you may ask? Or maybe you already know what they are. So 4 are this. So first, it's your respiratory diaphragm, which is located like right here. So if you put your hand right under the breastbone, and then the other is the pelvic floor diaphragm, which is below the navel. So, and they're designed to move and function in sync most of the time. And as we inhale, so the diaphragm contracts and it creates that downward pressure. The pelvic floor relaxes and lengthens. And on the exhalation, so the pelvic floor contracts and the diaphragm and pelvic floor are going upward. So just in simple terms, it's this nice fluid motion. Inhale down and exhale up. So we're going to practice that today. These are 2 out of 4. The third one is transverse abdominis, which is the deep layer of the core muscles that just kind of wraps around here. So if you imagine a paper sleeve around a coffee cup, so this is kind of your transverse abdominis, and they're very deep muscles. So the fourth one is multifidus, and that is going through our cervical spine, which is the neck, all the way down through the spine and all the way down to the sacrum. So yes, this is the inner unit or core 4 or deep core connection. So, which means whatever happens here and around here and here is going to either help us continue a healing process or perhaps hinder a healing process in the pelvic floor or just around everywhere, really. So we're going to explore this core 4 in different positions. So I am using, as you can see, a bolster and a cushion. So if it's not comfortable for you to sit like this, you can sit on the chair or you might just elevate. So I also have a resistance band. You can have a strap or a belt. That is perfectly fine. And then later on, I'll be using a block and a blanket. So there's going to be one advanced pose in the end. It's kind of playful, but advanced. So I'll guide you through that. So we'll start with our breath because that's what's going to help us connect with our diaphragm and the pelvic floor. So sitting here, you're going to try to sit as tall as you possibly can. So and when I say tall, it's not military tall. So we're not pressing the ribs forward and chest up. So it's tall, so you feel your head is lengthening up and your rib cage is in line with the pelvis. And you're going to bring your hands into your rib cage, so fingers in front, thumbs in the back, and the palms on the side. And just for now, see if you can follow my guidance. As you inhale, see if you can inhale into the sides, and you're going to feel how your hands are kind of pushed out a little bit. And as you exhale, everything recoils back and in. And again, inhale and exhale. And if your shoulders don't have that mobility, so we're going to use a resistance band. You're going to place your resistance band just again in your lower rib cage where your hands were. I'm gonna gently cross, pull it nicely out, but relax your shoulders. And just allow the resistance band to give you that feedback. Inhale and exhale. So as we're inhaling, you may remember the pressure goes down, the diaphragm travels down, and as you exhale, travels upward. And as you sit here, just gonna try to visualize or maybe perhaps get in touch with what you're experiencing in your lower core and maybe even pelvic floor. See if you can feel a sense of relaxation on inhalation, maybe a sense of a little bit more contraction on exhalation. And if you're not feeling any of that, that's okay. It is happening. So one day you'll get in touch with that. So just try to be aware of your breath throughout the practice. And I will be guiding you and reminding you about it as well. So now go ahead and place your hand again into your rib cage and into below the navel. So bringing awareness to our diaphragm and the pelvic floor diaphragm. And just let's explore different positions that we might take throughout the day. So let's say we had a busy day, we came home, we sat on the couch and we're watching Netflix and we're just kind of like relaxing and slouchy. So just kind of notice how now the rib cage, well, my top hand and the lower hand are not in line. All right. And see if you can take a breath here and just notice how it feels. Just observe. And then let's say that we are driving and the highway is kind of stressful, there's lots of traffic, and we're just like really pushing ourselves forward to see what's going on. And now my top hand is in front of the bottom hand. So let's go ahead and try to inhale here and exhale here. And then let's try one more. So perhaps we're really trying to lean back, and again, just kind of notice how this top and bottom hands communicate or not, and try to take a breath. And then just try to pay attention what position you take throughout the day the most, and perhaps try to explore and change and notice how your breath might be changing. Okay,